Brook TV. Super stoked, super excited. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Look, episode 1 on my birthday, baby. I'm happy. It's, I'm so glad to be able to be doing this, guys. Listen, it's good for the soul. Good for the soul. So look, episode 1, we are going to a place that is steeped in tragedy. I mean, steeped in tragedy. It was founded in tragedy. Let's go check it out.
There ain't no one left to tell me things gonna be alright. There ain't no one left to scold me. Things don't turn out right. Oh, maybe I'll buy a ticket on a one-way train. Oh, maybe I'll buy a ticket for an aeroplane. Oh, maybe I'll jump inside my car, go for a ride. Go for a ride, yeah.
All right, guys, so we made it. We are in Blair County, PA, right in my backyard. We are about 10 minutes from Tytoona, Pennsylvania, and 10 minutes from Tytoona, Pennsylvania. Hence the name of this place, the Tytoona Cave System. It is a natural preserve. It is a natural cave system. So not Lincoln Caverns, not, a man-made place that is guided. There is no lights or anybody here. So know that coming in. It was basically founded in, I would tell you, probably 1700s, about 1750 to be exact, is a little more correct. 1750, the European settlers moved into Sinking Valley. What a cool name, right? Sinking Valley. Moved into Sinking Valley area. And it was discovered, and I'll tell you how. It's a pretty cool story. So let's get walking. So, as I said, this cave system was actually discovered in the 1750s. The Native Americans were all through this area, and apparently they had unalived 2 settlers, and were chased down into this cave system. They were chased by the Bedford Rangers, chased into the cave system, and once the Native Americans went in, the Rangers waited outside for them to come back out, and they did not. So I think, it's believed that they passed in there, but I'd have to believe that there was probably an exit. Why would they even go in? I'm sure they know this area way, way better than we do. At least then, for sure. So, I got to believe they probably made it out. Maybe there was a way back then at that time. But today there's not. Today there's not, without diving, and diving is prohibited. Ba-boom. And the reason that is in play is because back in, I think it was 1988, we had some of the top divers in the world come to try to map out this cave system, and it was John Schween and Roberta Swicegood. They come in to map it. They mapped some of it, and then Roberta ended up going back in for a solo dive, and lost her guideline, and never came back up. She actually was recovered about 4 days after the fact. So that was the beginning of the end. Where I'm standing now, this is actually a riverbed that is super, super dry. I mean, if you come down here at the right time of year, all of this is just flowing like you wouldn't believe. It's pretty dry now. You can almost walk the whole bed. And this would be called Spring Run. Beautiful. I mean, I'm sure this camera does not even do justice to what I'm seeing, but absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna walk, but I just look. I want to tell you something right now. This is a little disclaimer. Obviously, I'll say a lot of times, oh, you know, when I was a kid, and my generation, we used to don't do anything we used to do, because we were kind of left to our own devices at times, and probably made some poor decisions. So don't do that. But definitely never go into a cave system without the proper gear, without someone knowing where you're at. There used to be, and I don't believe it's here anymore, but there used to be a PVC pipe just outside here somewhere, and I believe it's been removed over the years. But there used to be PVC pipe that you could write your name. You would write when you went in, time you went in, who you were with. That way it was checked by any of the officers that would come in to make sure everybody made it out. So that's no longer here. So, you know, if you are going in, even with people with you, make sure somebody knows where you're at and when you're expected to come back, because you get lost in there. So, obviously, with the losses, I would say, you know, a lot of people think this is haunted, and who knows, maybe it is. Now, I'm not going to go too far in. I'm not dressed for the occasion. I don't have a flashlight. I'm in, you know, t-shirt and shorts, but I will step in here a little bit just so you can get an idea of just how this is. Now, the top ceiling kind of runs from a high side down to a low side. You can hear the water back there running. And I'd say you could probably make it back there comfortably 100 feet. Football field, you can make it back. 400 feet total with the proper gear before you would get into a place where you'd have to dive, which, as I said, you can't dive. And then I believe the whole system's about 4,000. It empties over into Arch Springs, and I'll stop by there on the way. But it empties into Arch Springs, and The only way to get there, like I said, is diving, because there's several swells back in here that are like 150 feet deep. So there's no way you're getting through without diving. But it would empty out into Arch Springs, is where the exit is. Now, that's where I think, our Native Americans went. Or maybe they know something we didn't. But how cool. Hello? If somebody yells back, we out of here. Hello? I'm telling you, sometimes that water, it almost sounds like somebody talking. Okay, that's spooky. We're going to step back out here. So, Tytoona Cave. I mean, it's nice and cool down here. This is a great place to visit any time of year, really. Again, dangerous here, but super cool thing to come and visit. Now, we used to climb all over these things, and I would not recommend doing that. Stay off of it. Just enjoy the visual. Wow, super cool. I'd say it's probably, Jesus, 80 feet to the top of that, if not higher. Yeah, so let's take a little walk. And as you can see, there is some cut stone that was stacked strategically. Has some cementing in it, I can see. And again, it was, at one time, was supposed to be commercialized. And they started the processes, but not only the things we talked about was the failure, but also this river we're standing in, or this river bed, is spring run. And with the runoff from the mountains and the spring itself and heavy rains, it actually flooded out, clear up that step system that we came down, and just made it apparent that, hey, we're not going to be able to do this. So it's very unfortunate, but we do have a lot of cave systems that you can go and visit that do have guided tours in our area. But this riverbed goes way back in. You could follow it all the way. I'm starting to get a little rain here, believe it or not, guys. So I'm glad that I came when I did. So Native American Indians were, as I said before, all around this area, and actually going forward too, there was more and more of it as the American Revolution took hold, about 1788 or 1778. I'm sorry. Matter of fact, there is a fort located about 10 minutes from us here called Fort Robideau. It was a fort from the American Revolution. The fort was built to protect, the lead mining. There was actually lead mining, was huge in our area. So it was built to protect the lead mining from Native Americans and from British politicians. So that was what it was there for. However, the American Indians actually traded with us, and we're also part of the fort in many cases. And maybe we'll go visit that sometime, later date. It's definitely a cool thing to see. Let me get you an up above perspective here. Just amazing. Just amazing. I'm all out of breath because I'm old and don't exercise enough. So again, Tytoona Cave. I'm going to, since I didn't get a chance to go into the cave like I wanted to, I'm going to share with you a few clips from some people who did, and did it properly.
This opening in the hill continues about 400 yards when the cave widens, after you have got round a sudden turn, which prevents its being discovered till you are within it, to a spacious room, at the bottom of which is a vortex the water falls into, the whirling round with amazing force. Sticks or even pieces of timber.
Trees out in Spring Run there.
William Spotswood, Columbian Magazine, 1788.
Walter Zolna. You got to check out his page. A bunch of great guys. Adventure, discovery, a lot of cool content on his page. I'll put the link in the description.
This cave seems to slope on an angle from a high point on the left to a lower point on the right at about a 45-degree angle, but it is enormous in here.
Look how clean that water is. Spring Run.
This is almost like a room.
Yeah. First side passage leads off here to the left, and it goes up and wraps around towards the back. Dead end, maybe about 56.
I wonder if that was always a dead end. You know, maybe that's how our Native Americans got out of there.
Was not here.
Or maybe Spring Run
About
side
100
wasn't.
feet into
Maybe
the
you
cave
didn't have to dive in the 1700s.
small side passage
Who knows?
leading up to the left, ultimately dead ends.
Cave bacon. Remember, like strips of bacon coming down.
So stalactites come from the ceiling and stalagmites come from the cave floor.
72. A bunch of debris flooded into the cave, and it's a bit of a pinch point here. We're going to try to see if we can get around this spot. The water is a little high, but we think we can navigate it.
It's always a mess. I never got past it. I always went to the other side. It's another 500 feet of the cave. I think.
You think it's passable?
I think it is passable. I'm just not sure how long it is. How long it is to stay low before it probably opens up into the heights.
Yeah, never go anywhere without the proper gear. They have maps. They know where they're going. They know where they are. They know what they have to do.
So it's the height,
Super
if
cool.
not higher, when the ceiling's we've been in. But after that, it kind of opens up. It's just, this is like the main dam.
That spot he's crawling through, when we were kids, you used to have to swim through that. You could feel the cave on the top of your back. About 2 good strokes for you came up on the other side. Don't do that. Unless you're prepared.
This is the moment of truth. Cole has scouted ahead. He's in waist-deep water. We're going to make an attempt to go through.
What do you think? Would you be claustrophobic? Would you be freaking out down in there, or would you be all right? It's tight quarters.
We've successfully made it past the log jam. Water level at its highest point was midsection, almost chest level. Cole did an excellent job guiding us through and taking the lead. That's like one of the craziest things I've ever done. All right, Ryan, we just made it through that the log jam, and that was intense. You can see he's wet up all the way up to his chest. What did you think about that experience?
Yeah, I was on my knees going through there, and I was getting a little anxious back there. That was a tight fit. We didn't have more than 3 feet of clearance probably from the water to the top of the cave. Glad I was wearing this, bumped my head a couple times. So, but yeah, trying to keep the bag out, going on your knees was, it's gonna be my nightmare fuel for the next couple weeks, I think.
Yeah, it was awesome. More of a crab walk than I thought it was going to be through the water. If you're claustrophobic, you don't want to even try it. Short, narrow section through the water, just crab walking all the way through. Yeah, a little bit challenging, but hopefully worth it to see the rest of this cave and see two other.
They're only halfway. They still have a ways to go.
Yeah.
And like we kept saying, there's a little bit more water than we expected. Normally, it would probably be a little easier to get through there.
Absolutely, yeah. Lower water level, a little bit more easy to navigate. You're probably more on the mud and the gravel underneath.
I'm glad there were 3 of us to do that, though. Gotta watch each other's backs in here.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
That's about as tense as I
Never,
would
I
like to have it.
never would have tried that
I
alone.
trust these 2 guys implicitly. We did a good job, but still gotta get out there.
So, if you want to see if those guys made it as far as you can, you got to go check out their page. It's Walter Zolna, Nature, Adventure, and Discovery. He basically covers a lot of hiking and nature. He gives a unique perspective on all of his topics. Go check him out. It's worth the like and subscribe. Walter Zolna. I'll put the link in the description. All right, so now I think I'll take you over to the Arch Springs side, over in Sinking Valley. We'll go to the Sinking Valley Arch Springs side where this empties out, so you can get a look at that. And don't forget, like and subscribe. Want to see more of my content? Got a lot of cool stuff coming. Look, this is great. So the only thing you got to worry about here is horse poop on the road. The Amish actually settled into Valley, and to take advantage of our fantastic farmlands, and they have thrived. I mean, they're still in the area, all through Sinking Valley here. It's really cool to take a ride and just see how they're living, and sometimes it should be the way I'm living, or we're all living, I think, sometimes. But they're all through the Sinking Valley area. Another big draw to come in. Just, it's a nice Sunday ride. I don't know, that's what we'd say. Sunday driver. Yeah, but geez. So we're kind of on the side here right now. Let me flip around so you can see. I don't know if you can tell, but that hill back in behind me would actually be the top of the cave system. And again, 4,000 yards long. I mean, and even just the part that you can traverse at 400 feet, I mean, 4 football fields. Wow. All right, let's go to Arch Springs. All right, guys, we made it to Arch Springs. As I said, this is about 4,000 feet from the entrance we were at. Again, beautiful, green, lush. I mean, any time of year you come here, it has a new feel. But somewhere back in there, if you dove in, it would take you down into the cave system. And again, this is Spring Run still coming here that runs down into Sinking Valley. Very, very cool. Very cool spot. Arch Springs. Look at it. I mean, wow. Beautiful. The springtime, the fall time is coming here in Pennsylvania. The leaves are just starting to change. What a beautiful place. I mean, Pennsylvania is beautiful, baby. So these two gentlemen are conservation officers for the state of Pennsylvania, and a couple of great guys. They are not from our area, so they didn't have really a lot to offer about the site itself. However, I want to tell you, they were here doing a job. I mean, they were responding to some vandalism, and I just want to say, like, don't go out and ruin it for everybody else. I mean, go and enjoy what we have, and don't destroy shit, man. I mean, these guys are fantastic. working hard, enjoy their job greatly. And I'm sorry I didn't catch your names. If you are seeing this video, please leave your names down in the comments, and how long you've been working and what you've been doing for the Pennsylvania Game Commission, or I guess you weren't Game Commission, it was conservation officer. So look, if you want to be a conservation officer, I'm gonna leave you some stuff. Like, go check it out, because what a dream job. All right, well, that's our adventure for today. I hope you enjoyed. Please stay tuned. I got a lot of things in store. I got a lot of things I want to do. So keep watching Westbrook TV.